Okay, so this video is going to talk about advocating for an exemplary school library program, and I have Ms. Shapaw, who is one of our building coordinators and our interventionist for reading, and so she's going to help me and show us, kind of share and explain exactly what we do. Okay, so tell me some things that you and I do in order for us to work as a team to have that exemplary library program, to be the advocate for it.
First of all, I think one of the most important things that makes it work is that we've got a good working relationship. So that in the spur of a moment, even in our most detailed planning, if something has happened and if we've got to be flexible, we can come in and say, hey, I need to grab some space in here in the library. And can we make this work like right now?
Right.
So utilizing and maximizing space in flexible moments, and then also strategically well-planned moments, supporting us with technology and troubleshooting a group of 10 kids, let's say sixth graders who are trying to log in and we can't make it work, or I've got one or two laptops that just seem to be not cooperating with us. Being able to call on the aide that's in the lab to have her come and troubleshoot with us is a big plus. So that relationship needs to be grounded in understanding you got to have flexibility about your work.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you take a deep breath and you go, yes, we did it, and yes, we could do it again if we had to.
So having that flexible, collaborative relationship. So the things so some things that we talked about was one, utilizing the space in the library if you need it, because you do have really large MTSS tier groups. Two, having to access the computer lab, because the computer lab is so close to us here in the library, and that's one of the responsibilities that I oversee, is helping run the computer lab and the aid that's in there. So Ms. Shapaw and Ms. Shargo both do that. They will go and talk to us, the computer lab aide, and then they'll also talk to me to see, the programs we're using or some technology issues, or if they can borrow the lab for lessons they're doing in class. And then I think another one too, isn't it also having your office and your workspace so close to the library, being able to have that, so you have resources and technology and literature at your fingertips if you need it.
Another aspect of that working relationship has to do with, let's say we've got a group of students and we have, let's say 8 students, and we have 5 copies of the title of a book, and we're doing a book club over an extended period of time. We would then work with you and have you, through the district, secure the 3 other copies that we might need.
So what I would do is I would help them get the other 3, like through an interlibrary loan. And so that was another video we talked about, was that process that I do to make sure that they have the resources that they need.
Oftentimes you might come and ask, are there any hot topics regarding informational text that we need to pursue regarding future purchases? How can we enhance our current collection and strengthen it, not only with the narrative genre, but informational expository type text as well?
Right.
It's always interesting to share titles and those books that come out that just make you stop and pause and ponder and go, this is a good book.
This is a good book, something the kids would learn and benefit from. So those are just some things that how we advocate for a exemplary library program here at Bergman. And
one other thought has to do with, in the delivery of your lessons, visiting with the interventionist about trends that we notice, perhaps at a certain grade level or across the grades, keeping you in the loop with what we're seeing literacy-wise, whether it be the strengths and or the significant needs. I would want to share that year after year, what I find is that a child that struggles to make meaning, this notion of understanding pronoun reference is by far and large an extraordinarily important concept that we must make sure we strategically address over and over again. And I can share a case in point of something that happened today with our first graders. It was eye-opening for my colleague and myself, such that after we were finished with the group, we said, man, I wish we would have had this filmed, because knowing that we see this happening year after year and sharing it with our colleagues across the grade levels, it's just something that we cannot forget about as far as having to address pronoun reference.
Those aha moments. So having that collaborative, working professional relationship between myself and not just the teachers, but the MTSS teachers and building coordinators and interventionists, and making sure that we all are advocating for the program and for the needs of the students.